Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Podcast English Talk. I'm Mary, and I'm so happy you're learning with us today.
Hi, everyone. This is Tom. Thank you for joining us again for another English lesson.
We hope you're feeling relaxed and ready to learn. Today's topic is simple but very important.
Yes, today we're talking about how to use some and any.
Many English learners feel confused about these two words. They look small, but they are used in many situations.
Sometimes students say, I don't have some money.
Or they say, do you have some questions?
And those sentences are not always correct. So today we'll make everything clear.
Let's start with the simple rule. We usually use some in positive sentences.
And we usually use any in negative sentences and in questions.
For example, I have some friends in this city.
That's a positive sentence, so some is correct.
But if we say, I don't have any friends here,
That's negative, so we use any.
now let's look at questions. For example, do you have any water?
We use any because it's a question. We're not sure about the answer.
Another example, are there any students in the classroom?
Again, it's a question, so any is natural.
But here's something interesting. Sometimes we use some in questions too.
Yes, especially when we offer something. For example, would you like some coffee?
That sounds friendly and polite. We expect the answer might be yes.
Another example is, can I have some water?
That's a request, so some is correct there.
Both some and any can be used with countable and uncountable nouns.
For example, I have some apples. Apples are countable.
And I have some milk. Milk is uncountable.
For any, I don't have any apples.
Or I don't have any milk.
Let's try a short conversation. I'll start.
Okay, go ahead. I'll respond naturally.
Tom, do you have any sugar? I want to make tea.
Yes, I have some sugar in the kitchen. You can take some.
Thank you. Do you have any cookies too?
Sorry, I don't have any cookies left. I ate them yesterday.
That's a perfect example. Any in the question and negative.
Let's give our listeners a small challenge. Choose the correct word. Some or any.
I need some help. The answer is some.
I don't have any time. The answer is any.
Do you have any questions? The answer is any.
Would you like some dessert? The answer is some.
See? It's not so difficult. Once you understand the pattern, it becomes clear.
The key is to remember the situation. Positive, negative, or question.
And also remember polite offers and requests. That's where some appears in questions.
In the next part, we'll talk about special expressions.
We'll also practice real-life speaking situations. So stay with us.
You're doing great so far.
Keep listening to Podcast English Talk. Now we're going to explore some and any more deeply.
Yes, in this part, we'll focus on real-life situations because grammar makes more sense when we use it naturally.
Let's imagine you are at a supermarket. You want to buy a few things?
You might ask the staff, do you have any fresh bread?
That's correct. It's a question, so we use any.
But if you are talking to yourself, you might say, I need some bread.
That's a positive statement, so some works perfectly there.
Now, imagine you are at a restaurant. The waiter comes to your table.
The waiter might say, would you like some water?
That's a polite offer, so some is used in the question.
But if you ask the waiter, do you have any vegetarian dishes?
That's a normal question, so we use any.
Let's move to school or work situations. For example, do you have any homework today?
That's a question, so any is correct.
If I answer, yes, I have some homework to finish.
That's positive, so we use some.
But if I say, I don't have any homework,
That's negative, so any fits perfectly.
sometimes we use some in questions when we expect the answer to be yes.
For example, can I ask you some questions?
Here, we believe the answer will probably be yes. It sounds polite and friendly.
Another example is, could you give me some advice?
That's also a polite request, so some is correct there.
Now, let's talk about something interesting. We also use any to mean it doesn't matter which.
For example, you can choose any color you like.
That means all colors are possible. There is no restriction.
Another example is, call me anytime.
That means it doesn't matter when. Every time is okay.
Let's practice a short, natural conversation. I'll begin.
Okay, I'll respond naturally. Let's make it realistic.
Tom, do you have any plans for the weekend? I'm thinking about going out.
I don't have any big plans, but I do have some free time on Saturday.
That's great. Do you want to do something fun?
Sure. Do you have any ideas?
I have some ideas. Maybe we can watch a movie or try some new food.
That sounds interesting. Let's plan it.
One common mistake is saying, I don't have some money.
That's incorrect. It should be, I don't have any money.
Another mistake is, do you have some questions?
Usually, it should be, do you have any questions?
Unless you are expecting the person to ask. Then some can sound natural.
When you watch movies or listen to English songs, notice how often any appears in negative sentences.
And notice how some appears in offers and friendly requests.
The more you hear it, the more natural it becomes.
Your brain will slowly recognize the pattern without thinking too hard.
Don't worry if you make mistakes sometimes. That's part of learning.
Every correction helps you grow, and every practice sentence makes you stronger.
Small grammar points like this improve your speaking a lot.
And clear speaking builds confidence.
In the next part, we'll practice advanced structures.
We'll also talk about expressions like someone, anyone, something, and anything.
That will help you sound even more natural.
Now we're moving to a very important extension of some and any.
Yes, in this part, we'll talk about words like someone, anyone, something, and anything.
First, let's notice the pattern. Someone comes from some.
And anyone comes from any. The same rule usually applies.
We use someone in positive sentences. For example, someone is calling you.
And we use anyone in negative sentences. For example, I don't see anyone here.
Now let's look at something. We use it in positive statements.
For example, there is something on your shirt.
That's a simple positive sentence, so something is correct.
But in a negative sentence, we say there isn't anything on your shirt.
Notice the difference. Positive uses something, negative uses anything.
What about questions? Usually we use anything.
For example, did you buy anything at the store?
That sounds natural because it's a general question.
But sometimes we use something in questions when we expect the answer to be yes.
For example, did you say something?
Here, we believe the person probably said something, so something sounds more natural. Let's try a small conversation. I'll begin.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's make it natural.
Is someone at the door? I heard a noise.
I don't see anyone outside. Maybe it was the wind.
Are you sure? Did you hear anything?
No, I didn't hear anything, but I did feel something strange.
That's a perfect example. You used both forms correctly.
Now let's look at somewhere and anywhere. They follow the same pattern.
For example, I want to go somewhere quiet.
That's a positive idea, so somewhere is correct.
But in a negative sentence, I don't want to go anywhere crowded.
Again, negative uses anywhere. The rule stays consistent.
Sometimes anything can sound strong. For example, I'll do anything for you.
That shows strong emotion. It means there's no limit.
And someone special sounds warm and positive. It gives emotional meaning too.
Grammar connects with feelings. That's what makes language alive.
Some learners say, I don't have something to eat.
That's not correct. It should be, I don't have anything to eat.
Another mistake is there someone here in a normal question?
Usually we say, is there anyone here?
Unless we believe someone is there, then someone can be possible.
Let's give a quick challenge. Choose the correct word.
I didn't see blank at the party. The answer is anyone.
There is blank I want to tell you. The answer is something.
Did you go blank interesting? The answer is anywhere.
Let's go blank fun this weekend. The answer is somewhere.
If you got them right, you're improving quickly.
Don't try to memorize every example. Focus on the pattern.
Positive usually takes some. Negative and questions usually take any.
And remember the special case. Offers and polite requests use some.
When you understand the logic, English feels less confusing.
In the next part, we'll practice correction and real-time speaking.
We'll fix common mistakes together and help you speak more naturally.
Stay with us.
You're doing amazing so far. Now, we're going to practice correcting real mistakes.
Yes, this is where everything becomes clear. We'll fix sentences step by step together.
Here's the first sentence. I don't have some money.
That's incorrect because it's negative.
So, what's the correct version? It should be, I don't have any money.
Exactly. Negative sentence equals any.
Here's another example. Do you have some questions?
Usually that's not correct because it's a general question,
So we should say, do you have any questions?
unless we expect the answer to be yes. Then some might be okay.
Let's fix this one. I didn't hear something.
That's incorrect. It should be, I didn't hear anything.
Because it's negative, so we use anything.
Now try this one. There isn't something in the back.
That's wrong too. It should be, there isn't anything in the bag. Let's act out a short conversation with mistakes. You correct me.
All right, I'm ready. Let's go.
Tom, do you want any coffee? I just made fresh coffee.
That's actually fine. But if you're offering politely, some coffee sounds warmer.
Good point. Okay, here's another one.
Go ahead, I'm listening.
I don't have something to do tonight. I'm free.
That should be, I don't have anything to do tonight.
Right. Negative sentence means anything.
Now let's focus on speaking smoothly. Fluency is not only about grammar.
Yes, it's about thinking quickly. So we'll do a quick response exercise.
I'll ask you a question. You answer naturally.
Okay, I'm ready. Let's try it.
Do you have any plans for tomorrow?
I don't have any big plans, but I might do something relaxing.
Nice answer. Now your turn to ask me.
Did you buy anything at the store?
Yes, I bought some snacks and something sweet.
That sounds natural. See how easy it becomes with practice?
When you watch English videos, notice how often anything appears in negatives.
And pay attention to offers like, would you like some tea?
The more you listen, the more automatic your speaking becomes.
Your brain learns patterns through repetition.
If you still make mistakes sometimes, that's completely normal.
Even advanced learners pause and think. Confidence grows with time.
Focus on communication first. Perfection comes later.
The goal is clarity, not fear.
In the final part, we'll summarize everything clearly.
We'll give you a simple memory trick so you never forget this rule.
And we'll end with a friendly goodbye.
Stay with us until the end. Welcome back to the final part of today's episode. We're so happy you stayed with us until the end.
Yes, thank you for learning with us. Now let's review everything clearly and simply.
First, remember this main idea. We usually use some in positive sentences.
And we usually use any in negative sentences and questions.
For example, I have some free time.
But I don't have any free time.
And in a question, do you have any free time?
That pattern is your foundation. Keep it in your mind.
Now, remember this special situation. We use some in polite offers and requests.
For example, Would you like some coffee?
Or can I ask you some questions?
Those sound friendly and natural. They expect a positive answer.
We also talked about words like someone, anyone, something, and anything.
Positive usually takes someone or something. Negative usually takes anyone or anything.
For example, there is someone at the door.
But there isn't anyone out the door.
Simple structure, clear pattern.
Here's an easy memory trick. Think of some as positive energy.
And think of any as open or uncertain energy. That's why it appears in negatives and questions.
If the sentence is strong and clear, some often fits.
If the sentence is uncertain or negative, any usually works.
Let's do one last quick test. Answer in your mind.
I don't have blank questions. The answer is any.
Would you like blank dessert? The answer is some.
Did you see blank interesting? The answer is anything.
There is blank I want to tell you. The answer is something.
If you got those right, you've made real progress today.
Grammar becomes easy when you understand the logic.
Don't memorize blindly. Understand the pattern.
Practice with your own daily sentences. That builds confidence faster.
And remember, mistakes are part of learning.
Every correction is improvement. Every practice sentence is growth.
We truly hope today's lesson helped you feel more confident using some and any.
If this episode was helpful, please share it with your friends.
And don't forget to subscribe to our channel, Podcast English Talk.
When you subscribe, you won't miss our future lessons.
We have many more useful topics coming soon, and we're excited to continue learning with you.
Thank you so much for listening today. We really appreciate your support.
Take care of yourself. Keep practicing a little every day.
And remember, small steps make big progress.
See you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye, and happy learning.